Welcome to another episode. Today the theme is attention. So let's get through the judgment. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd or buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous at all costs. Make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the blunt and timid masses. So, Angeliki, what does the history tell us?
So the first example comes from the 19th century. The character is Barnum. He was a showman, and he was an assistant to the owner of a circus, Aaron Turner. Turner spread the rumor that Barnum was one of the most infamous and notorious murderers in America in the 19th century.
So, what happened when Barnum was out in the streets?
The crowd learned that Barnum was this notorious and infamous murderer, so they all gathered to actually see him. Barnum tried to persuade him and convince them that actually he wasn't this notorious murderer at all. So he took the crowd to the circus, so his employer, his boss, yes, Turner, could verify and validate his identity. And then Turner, when he saw him, he just turned and told him, "Remember, all we need to ensure success is notoriety." So, Maria, the theme is about attention. What do you think? Do we need to attract positive or negative attention?
The interesting thing about attention is that the quality is irrelevant. This means that even if it's negative or positive, the thing is that we attract attention to our name or achievements, even if it's positive or negative. So, this links us very nicely to the whole social media trend where we see random, even annoying videos actually getting viral. And we could explain it with this, right? People want to be and gather attention at any cost. So even if I'm doing something silly, something stupid, I'm just going to post it and people are actually watching. So in a sense, it's working.
Yeah, probably people are very interested in scandalous attention. And when you see something really provocative, this is the one that it probably is going to be viral on social media, which is very interesting.
And even about new brands that are coming up and are getting really, really popular and expensive, the interesting thing about those is that kind of it creates or goes against your aesthetic and it really captures your eye. And I've seen this a lot going again viral with like teens and younger generations. So should we summarize the learnings?
So the first learning is that you actually need to learn to attract attention. You have to create an image for yourself, and then you have actually to
learn how to do it because it's a skill. It's not something we are born with. So you have to practice to get more comfortable with this as in any skill. So should we chase attention at all costs?
My favorite example comes from the example of Thomas Edison. He was one of the most famous physicists back then, but he knew exactly that he has to attract the public eye. So what did he do? He was showing visually his experiment, or he was actually saying and promoting that he's gonna do a very radical experiment, but obviously he didn't have any intention to work on that. He just wanted to draw attention, and that's why he's the one that we know more compared to another important and very famous physicist, and probably more clever as well than Thomas Edison, Tesla.
Everyone knows Tesla.
Yeah. I mean,
after he's dead.
After his death, yes. And is that the Nobel Prize said to Thomas Edison and Tesla to share a prize together. However, Edison refused because he knew that by doing that and by accepting the Nobel Prize, he would do his main rival, Tesla, famous. So he didn't want to do that, so he refused to share the Nobel Prize with Tesla. Having in mind the example of Thomas Edison and Tesla, Maria, do you think we can link it to modern examples?
Yes, so I believe it's applicable to any profession that you make your own, achievements or inventions at work, whatever you create, whatever it is. It can be from code that I'm working on to resources for students. The thing is that we usually count a lot on our managers or our seniors to take the achievements we did and promote them to the company instead of us as individuals owning the promotion of our work. I think this is a big learning that I found out the hard way, which is you have to really take ownership and put a lot of publicity into what are you doing in internal blogs, posts, and channels, and also external, right? This is your brand. This is something you have to own and you have to build. So just not wait for others to do this for you. So let's think now of the reverse. So if you have grabbed attention, then what do you need to back it up with?
So it's very important to attract attention at the start because people know you and you get to know them as well. However, I think at some point when you want to get promoted or you want to achieve a specific goal, it doesn't only matter what attention you have attracted. I think you need to be really good at what you're doing. And this is where the skill is very, very important.
Exactly. So in what ways do you draw attention?
It's interesting because nowadays children cannot focus more than like 30 seconds. So you have actually to start your lesson very quickly, very fast, and very interesting. Otherwise, they will just, they're going to be lost. So I think, something very visually intriguing and pleasuring, it's also the great start for a lesson.
Excellent, because you have to draw their attentions from early on. Otherwise, they're going to sleep or make your life very difficult.
Exactly.
So for me as a woman in tech, I try to play a little bit I try to add a little mystery on the way I appear, right? So I am friendly. This is friendly. Someone could say extrovert, but you never know. It depends who I am with. But, I try to make a friendly environment, talk, connect. So I would say on the connection and maybe on the outfit.